State, your next witness.
The state calls Detective Brox.
All right. Good morning. If I could have you raise your right hand, please.
Yes.
Witness sworn to testify truthfully.
All right. Thank you. If you want to come around and watch your step, state whenever you are ready.
Thank you.
Name, a witness herein being first duly sworn, was examined and testified as follows. Direct examination by Miss Babcock's Poole.
Good morning. Please identify yourself for the record.
I'm Detective Casey Brox, Belvidere Police Department.
And Detective Brox, were you an officer with the Belvidere Police Department on May 18, 2021?
Yes.
And do you recall that day?
Yes.
Okay. What were your duties on that day?
I was on patrol and answering calls for service.
And when you were on patrol, what were you wearing?
I was wearing the navy blue standard uniform with a black over-carrier vest that read police with my badge on the front.
Okay. And at approximately 11:53 that morning, did you respond to a call?
Yes.
And to where did you respond?
1800 Dock Wolf, the post office.
Okay. Is that in Belvidere?
Yes.
Boone County?
Yes.
Okay. And why did you? What was your understanding for why you were going to that location?
There was a disorderly subject in the lobby that was refusing to leave.
Okay. And when you arrived, where did you park?
I parked in front of the building.
Okay. And what did you do?
I proceeded up to the front lobby doors and entered through there.
Okay. And when you entered the lobby, did you see anything that caught your attention?
I did. I saw a postal employee sort of off to my left, or in front of me, and I saw a male off to my right holding a phone up.
Okay. And what happened?
I told him to get out of the post office.
Okay. And did he leave?
He did not.
And did you have any interaction with the postal employee?
I asked her if she wanted him trespassed.
And what did she say?
Initially she said no.
Okay. And then what happened?
I felt as though she didn't understand what that meant, so I asked her again, telling her that if she did not want him trespassed, I couldn't have him removed from the property and not come back.
Okay. And what did she say to you?
Then she said she wanted him trespassed.
Okay. And what did you do?
At that time I told him that he had to get out, because he was being trespassed from the property.
Okay. Did he leave?
He did not.
Okay. What happened?
He began arguing with me.
And are we talking still inside the lobby, or are we outdoors?
Yes. Still inside the lobby.
Okay. And then what happened?
Eventually he did walk out the doors, and stood directly in front of them, still refusing to leave.
Okay. And what did you do?
I told him he's trespassed from the property and he would have to completely leave the property.
Okay. Did that happen?
No. He still argued, and then he began asking badge numbers, to which I gave him my badge number.
Okay. Did he leave then?
No.
What happened?
He still continued to ask for further information.
Okay. And what did you do?
I told him that he was being placed under arrest.
Okay. And what did you do?
I walked around his left side to take him into custody with his left hand at that time.
Okay. And who else was there with you?
Officer Reese and Detective Barillo at the time.
And could you see what they were doing?
I observed Officer Reese attempting to place the defendant under arrest his right hand.
And so, you had his left
Correct.
hand or arm?
I had his left wrist area, I believe.
Okay. And what did he do?
He tensed up to not allow me to put it behind his back initially.
Okay. And then what happened?
Somehow his right arm got free, or his right hand got free from Officer Reese. I maintained control of his left arm.
Okay. Was he pulling against you also?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened next?
I'm not sure how he ended up on the ground, but at some point we ended up on the ground. He still had his arms in a way that he was trying to prevent them from being put behind his back. Eventually he said okay, and I put his hands behind his back.
Okay. Once his hands were behind his back, what did you do?
Placed handcuffs on his wrist.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then we attempted to help him up.
Okay. And did you transport him to the police station?
I did.
Okay.
I believe I don't know if I transported him to the jail, or I think it might have been the jail.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Officer Brox, did you have an opportunity to watch some videos in this case?
Yes.
Okay. Did you watch a video taken in the inside of the post office?
Yes.
And what is your understanding as to who was filming that video?
The initial video I watched from inside the post office was the post office video surveillance. The one that was taken by an individual was the defendant's phone.
Okay. And you saw the video from inside the post office that was from the defendant's phone?
Correct.
Okay. And you also saw the post office surveillance video?
Yes.
Okay. Are what you see on those videos fair and accurate representations of what happened that day?
Of the interior of the post office surveillance, yes. Of the defendant's video there was a part that was altered.
Okay. So, now let's talk about the video that was outside. Did you watch that video?
Are you referring to the defendant's video?
Yes. Defendant's video that was outside, yes.
Yes.
And what part of your interaction with him is captured on that video?
What part of it?
Yes.
Where we were initially, it was where we were placing him in, under arrest, to get his hands behind his back, and then it cuts to us on the ground.
Okay. So there's two videos. There's a space that's missing.
Something's missing from it because there was a longer process than shown.
Okay. And you watched the post office surveillance video, correct?
Yes.
And the portion of that video, because it's in a quadrant, did that show what was happening outside during that missing time?
Yes.
It did. Okay. And did you have an opportunity to review specifically that camera view?
Yes.
Okay. And is it a fair and accurate representation of what was happening?
Of what I could see, yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I have marked People's Exhibit 1B, and that is camera 7, which we have already viewed, but it's just that camera alone. I would ask to admit that into evidence and publish it.
Any objection?
No objection.
Attorney Jenks?
No objection.
Okay. Without objection, People's Exhibit 1B.
Your Honor, can you see the television?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see it, Detective Brox?
Yes.
Can you guys see it? Can everybody see it?
Yeah.
You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Video playing in courtroom. I miss Babcock's Poole.
And, Officer Brox, is that you entering?
Yes.
Okay. And what's happening right there?
I was asking the postal employee if they wanted him trespassed.
Okay. And where are you guys now?
Standing directly in front of the entry and exit doors.
Okay. Do you know who this person is?
I believe that's me. Oh, no. I think that's Detective Barillo.
And what's going on right now?
We're trying to place him in custody.
Okay. And where is he now, Mr. Wigginton?
On the ground.
Okay. And what's happening now?
I'm taking him to my squad.
Okay.
For transport.
Okay. Thank you. So, Detective Brox, the part I pointed out where there was movement, was that captured on either of the videos that came off of Mr. Wigginton's phone?
Initially, yes. There was an initial full video that came out that showed the entire transaction. I don't know where that video is at now, but the one that's being shown currently, there's a part of it missing.
Okay. What makes you think there was an entire video?
Because initially I had seen it the very first day it had come out.
Where'd you see it?
On YouTube.
Okay. Okay. And when we see the movement on that surveillance camera, what is happening during that time?
He was resisting us placing his hands behind his back to take him into custody.
So when you say resisting, are you talking about when he was pulling?
Pulling away, yes.
Okay. Do you see Mr. Wigginton in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And can you describe an article he's wearing and his location?
He's wearing a blue shirt and sitting to your left, my right.
Record will reflect the in-court identification of Mr. Wigginton.
Did all these events occur in Boone County, Illinois?
Yes.
Okay. No additional questions, Your Honor.
Attorney Jenks, any cross?
Cross-examination by Mr. Jenks.
When initially you arrived at the post office and walked inside, did you speak with any of the postal employees before asking him to leave?
No.
So you didn't investigate the reason for them wanting the trespass?
No.
And when, and he did walk outside from inside the building to the outside, and he walked out on his own after you telling him to leave?
Yes.
You didn't have to force him out?
No.
Okay. It was outside that he started asking for the badge numbers?
Yes.
Okay. Was he saying that he was going to leave? Did he make any verbal statements?
I don't recall him saying he was going to leave.
Was he walking towards the parking lot, though?
He was standing in place asking for the badge numbers.
Okay, was he? Do you recall him saying anything else about leaving once he gets the badge numbers?
I don't recall honestly.
Okay, you just testified that you stated that he was under arrest prior to making physical contact with him?
When I walked around to the back of him, that's when I was placing him under arrest.
Okay, did you say you're under arrest?
I don't recall if I used the exact words. I believe I told him if he did not leave after being trespassed, he'd be placed under arrest. He was warned prior.
Okay, so that was conditional upon him not leaving?
Correct, to which he did.
Okay, but at any point did you tell him you're under arrest before you made physical contact with him?
I'm not sure.
Okay, didn't you just testify? Wasn't it just your testimony with the state that you said you're under? You stated then, you're under arrest, and then you made physical contact with him?
I told him he was not leaving. I don't know that I said he was under physical arrest at the time. He was told he'd be under arrest if he did not leave.
Okay, so you stated to him you're not leaving?
Yes. Those were exact words when I walked around him. I said, "You're not leaving."
Okay.
Because he wasn't leaving.
So was that? Did you mean that as in you're letting him know, like, no, you're not leaving, or you're saying you're not leaving as in you're not allowing him to leave?
I'm not sure what I meant at the time, but I was walking around placing his hands behind his back.
Okay.
Which would be an indication he was being placed under arrest.
So it could have meant that, you're just making a statement like you're not leaving?
Possibly.
That he's taking his time?
Possibly.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 3, or 2A.
While you guys are setting that up, give me 15 seconds.
A 30-second recess ensues.
Okay, you've got that queued up? Mr. Jenks?
Hi, Mr. Jenks.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 2A. Did you testify that you saw this video previously?
Yes.
And this is the video of you walking out of the post office with the defendant, correct?
Okay.
Video playing in courtroom. Video paused.
So he free walked outside, inside the building to the outside of the building, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Video playing in courtroom. Video paused.
Once you said you need to leave, he said, that's fine. Is that what you just heard?
Yes.
And then he just said, proceeded to ask just for the other two officers' badge numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
Video playing in courtroom. Video paused.
I think I lost my spot here.
So, go to source.
There you go. I think you're good.
No, that's notification.
Oh,
Now, if you go down to the next, okay, now, go over again, there we go.
there we go.
It's right there. Okay, Swan?
Next one, there we go.
Video playing in courtroom. Video paused. Hi, Mr. Jenks.
Did you tell him that he was under arrest with those exact words?
I did not.
Okay. You said you're not leaving?
Correct.
Okay. And that's when at the same time you're making physical contact with him?
Yes.
And is that when you brought him? Took him to the ground?
I didn't take him to the ground.
Okay. When did he get to the ground?
At some point when I had his left arm trying to take it behind his back. I don't know how he got to the ground.
Okay. Could one of the other officers have pushed him toward the ground?
Potentially.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Okay. But you were right there too.
I was there. I had a hold of his left arm.
Okay.
I didn't do any motion toward the ground.
Okay. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 3A.
Video playing in courtroom. Video paused. Hi, Mr. Jenks.
And this is immediately after the other video, correct?
No, it's not. This didn't even show him going to the ground.
Okay.
So it's not immediately after.
You're still outside at this point?
Correct.
How much time was there between the other video, the first video, and this video?
I would have no idea in seconds how long that was, but
Okay, but it was seconds?
it was several seconds, yes.
What this video shows was the defendant saying that take it easy, and did he comply putting his hands behind his back from what you saw in this video?
Yes. Initially, or I'm sorry, eventually he did.
Okay. Do you remember at any point, did you actually say you are under arrest?
No. I told him he'd be under arrest if he didn't leave the property. Those were the words I used.
He would be if he didn't leave?
Correct.
Okay. But at any point had you told him you were under arrest?
No.
Okay. No further questions.
Any redirect?
Please.
Redirect examination by Miss Babcock's Poole.
Detective Brox, when you just previously testified that you didn't investigate. Explain to me what your understanding was about this situation happening at the post office as you were en route to the post.
The call came out, like I said, as a disorderly male refusing to leave, recording, and not wearing a mask.
Okay.
So, go on.
When you went into the post office, what did you see?
I saw a male recording and not wearing a mask.
So is it fair to say the situation hadn't changed?
Correct.
From your understanding. Still ongoing.
Correct.
You did tell Mr. Wigginton that he was going to jail.
I told him he'd be, oh, yes, outside.
Yeah, okay. And once a person is in the process of being arrested, do they get to leave?
No.
Okay. No additional questions, Your Honor.
Okay, detective, thank you very much. You may step down, so I think now is a good time to take a lunch recess. It is about 6 minutes to noon. The parties want to be ready to reconvene about 1:30.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
What time was that, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
1:30.
Okay. Thank you.
A recess is taken at 11:52 a.m. Case is recalled at 1:31 p.m.
Remain seated. Come to order. Court is now in session.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, we can go back on the record in 21 CM 81. All the parties, including Mr. Wigginton, are present. We're still on the state's case in chief. State, any additional witnesses?
Please. State calls Ethan Barillo.